More than 50 years ago, this guy sat down behind a microphone, and from that moment on, he was hooked. He's helped dozens of charities over the decades. He's raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. He's a walking encyclopedia of Chattanooga broadcast history. Not a lot of those around. And he also was a pioneering talk show host. It's our leadoff man for this year's Hall of Fame. Here's the story of Hey Earl Friedenberg.
On the radio. You see, his mother Norma played the piano for their church, live on WDOD, a station Earl would eventually call home for almost 40 years.
On the banks of the beautiful Tennessee in Chattanooga.
And while his mom played the baby grand, Earl would sneak out and play in the control room, totally fascinated by the tapes and turntables. It was then that Earl knew he wanted this. He wanted radio. After working as an unpaid intern at WAPO while still in high school, Earl finally got hired. And his pay? $5 a week. Okay, it wasn't glamorous. He would pull wire copy and write a few commercials, but still, it was a job.
And they gave me a brand new $5 bill that first week I worked, and I went across the street to the S&W, bought me 3 chicken legs, mashed potatoes with gravy, roll, and iced tea, and I thought I was Hard Bradley. I thought I was a big-time broadcaster.
And it certainly was memorable. The day Earl went to work as a paid employee was November 22nd, 1963. The day President Kennedy was assassinated. On graduation day in 1965, Earl took his love for country music and went across town to Chattanooga's very first radio station, WDOD. There he developed his programming skills and deepened his relationship with some of country's biggest stars.
I mentioned Ray Conniff a few minutes ago. Your music and, of course, Ray Conniff's music kept the easy listening sound alive.
A few years later, Earl was at the right age and had enough radio experience to catch the attention of Uncle Sam. As rock and rollers were descending on Woodstock, and America was captivated with the Manson murders, Earl was making his way into the military and taking off with the Armed Forces Radio Network. In 1972, Earl was back from the service and wearing a different hat. This time, he was news director at his old station, WDOD. But in typical Earl fashion, he did more than news. He played music and started the wildly popular talk show, Hey Earl.
A chat with Johnny Mann right here on the Hey Earl Show. And it's 7 minutes after 6 out on the West Coast. And that's
Aside from a couple of years of doing TV news, Earl stayed at WDOD for almost the next 30 years, earning the respect of his listeners and of his community leaders.
Well, I think Earl's kind of like that uncle that you always see at the reunions. He's just there. He's always laid back, easygoing. He just makes you relax when you're around him. You know, when I think of Earl, I always think of Hey Earl. His name and Luther are probably two of the predominant names on radio for many, many years since I came to Chattanooga in '62. And not only is he just a fine Christian gentleman, but he makes people relax just listening to him, whether he's giving the news, whether he's doing an important story, or whether he's just playing some good old gospel music.
These days, Earl is still doing mornings on WDOIN. He's still earning the respect of listeners in the Chattanooga area. And as always, Earl is still a man of deep faith.
Hey, Earl, you've been a key part of our community, a key part of our church, and a key part of our lives. And what has made you such a key part? It's your commitment to Jesus Christ, your faithfulness to the truth, and your love of each one of us. Congratulations on being inducted into the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame.
He's also earned our respect. And now Earl Friedenberg has earned his place in the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame.
people, and I only have 3 minutes. That's impossible. That's impossible for a broadcaster. But most of you in this room mean something to me. You work with me in Chattanooga. I've met folk from Knoxville, some of my old buddies from WSM in Memphis, and I just thank you so very much for being a part of this 54-year journey. I do first of all thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who has been with me every step of the way through all circumstances, and there have been some circumstances that may not have been the best. And I also want to thank my family tonight. I met my wife Julie back in 1969. She wasn't a country music fan, but I introduced her to Johnny Cash and Loretta Lynn and Buck Owens and some of those folks, and she accepted it. She introduced me to Simon and Garfunkel, Peter, Paul, and Mary and the Beach Boys, so I thought that that was a pretty good trade-off. And my daughter Amy, she's precious to us. She taught me something new today. On Facebook, you can now go live. I mean, I'm sitting there in a restaurant over in Franklin eating a hamburger, and they're watching me all around the world as I eat tomatoes and whatever else was on that sandwich. In fact, Amy and Russell, her husband, who is an IT guru at Unum, they've given us 2 beautiful granddaughters, Juliana and Rachel. And a special note tonight to our son, Mark. And Mark, I know you're watching on Facebook right now. Bud, we love you. I wish you were here. You meant so much to me all through the years. And I look forward to Monday when we can sit down and have a Subway together. And his precious wife, Tara, who is a wonderful caregiver. Mark's physically challenged and could not be with us tonight. In closing, there's been a lot of things mentioned about Luther. His family and my family go back to the 40s because his daddy was a salesman to my grandfather who operated a grocery store. My father and Luther played together in North Chattanooga. Well, I got to work with him first of all in 1968. Every Tuesday we got a little lunch bunch in Chattanooga, and we go to one restaurant and here and there and everywhere, and broadcasters come and a lot of business people come. Well, about a month before he died, we were sitting there, and he looks me straight in the eye, and he says, "I'm going to vote for you, Earl, for the Hall of Fame." And then the words that I will never forget, "I'm so proud of what you've been able to do in radio." And with that, we walked out of the front door of the restaurant and said bye to each other. Luther, a dear friend, and I thank the Hall of Fame for remembering him tonight. Thank you for this tremendous honor. Love everybody. God bless.
There's another one of those deep footprint guys. That's what I was talking about. He went from winning no awards to winning just about every award possible. Might be the most decorated DJ in country music history. Billboard Awards, Radio and Record Awards, ACM, CMAs. Nobody has set him up and knocked him down like Dexter, Mr. Bill Poindexter.
Better known to some as Mo, and I wanted to be the one to tell you how a skinny kid from Rossville, Georgia worked his way up into the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame. Billy Joe Poindexter got started a long time ago at WRIP in Rossville while he was still in high school. From that first time behind the microphone, Dex was hooked. For a while, Dex worked with his close friend and fellow Hall of Famer, Tommy Jett. Then he took some time off to work in the record promo business. But life on the road with Dolly Parton, Waylon Jennings, and a bunch of others was just too much. Believe it or not, Dex wanted to settle down, and he found his home in Chattanooga at US 101. From part-time in the 80s to the afternoon drive in the 90s, Dex has worked his way to the top and has helped US 101 win 104 consecutive rating books. And Dex has helped a lot, and I mean a lot, of country artists work their way to the top.
What's up, Dex? Justin Moore here, man. Congratulations on a much-deserved induction into the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame.
Hey, Dex, it's Kenny. I just wanted to say congratulations to you on being inducted into the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame. You're so deserving. I appreciate your friendship. I appreciate all you've done for me. I appreciate being on this wonderful ride with you. And like I said, I wish I could be there. You're an amazing guy, and you've meant so much to country radio. You've meant so much to me, and you totally deserve the night, man. Congratulations.
Hi, it's Cam, and I want to say congratulations to my friend Dex, who's being inducted into the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame.
Hey Dex, I just heard that you're being introduced into the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame. It's freaking awesome. I've always loved you from day one because you've been one of my #1 fans. I'll love you forever. You deserve to be in the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame because you're a great soul and you're a great voice to hear on the air. Love you. Congratulations.
We're so proud of you, Bill Dex Poindexter, or as we know him, the Yard Boy. It's so gratifying that all the help we've given him over the years wasn't just a colossal waste of time. Flashcards, elocution exercises, teaching him to pop, lock, and drop it, though at his age I doubt he can pick it back up. Congratulations, Dex! Be sweet!
Dex has also worked his way into the hearts, the minds, and the homes of radio listeners in the Tennessee Valley.
My first encounter with Billy Joe Poindexter was in our days together at WDOD Radio back in the early 70s. He's been a great friend, and Dex, I'm just waiting to get you on the golf course, big guy.
He's real, he's genuine, he's my partner, and he's also my friend. It's Bill Poindexter, the latest inductee into the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame.
Well, he sounds like a hell of a guy. First of all, I'd like to thank God, and this has been something I've dreamed about for a long time. You might call my entire life and my career dreaming. As a child, 7 years old, growing up in a small North Georgia town, I dreamed about being on the radio. I dreamed about I would dream about being Dale Anthony or Johnny Eagle or Tommy Jett or Luther, my radio heroes. And I never dreamed I would be on the radio, but I got blessed to get to work with some incredible people. Had the WFLI like David Carroll, who's here tonight. Got out of the radio business and worked in the record business for a while with a couple of legendary people like Charlie Minor, Ed Mascola, who's here tonight. I normally don't get nervous. I'm like Kathy. I'm real good at talking to folks. But then I got back into radio, and I met a couple of guys, a fellow named David Earl Hughes and a fellow named Sammy George. David's not here tonight in person, but I think he is in spirit. Sammy's here. Most of them's here. But I've been fortunate to have a lot of people in my life that have sort of stumbled over, that have helped me and helped me get to the place I am today. I'm so grateful for my partner Mo, who can't be here tonight. Her 2-year-old has the croup and is hospitalized, and she's probably crying right now because she's watching this and she can't be a part of it. But to my I Heart Chattanooga team and the leadership we've had through the years, and our brand new leader Becky Sweeney, we welcome you to our staff. And I got to tell you something: I've never worked with a better group of people, and I've never had a better group of listeners than we have in Chattanooga and at US 101. I thank you so much, and congratulations to all the inductees tonight, and thank you guys for the Hall of Fame. This has been a wonderful evening. God bless you.
Our next radio star has probably done more to change the face of urban radio than just about any other programmer. He's more than a radio programmer or an operations manager. He's what they call a jock's jock. He's the longest running afternoon personality in Southeast Tennessee radio history. Also a parent, grandfather, and a guy who's very community minded. He's always given back and he says he likes to pay it forward. He's our final career inductee for the class of 2016 here at the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame. This is Mr. Keith Landecker.
You come in here every day. You don't come in here just to go to the Hall of Fame. You come in because you love it.
Good afternoon. It's the Afternoon Jam, Power 94 WJTT. And coming up real soon, we're going to talk a little bit.
Growing up in his native Detroit, Keith Landecker fell in love with two things: athletics and music. And that led to only two realistic career choices: working in baseball or working in radio. Fate intervened, and Keith chose radio. Or more appropriately, radio chose Keith. Bob Moody, Johnny Randolph, and the legendary Gary Burbank were among Keith's co-workers when he was just starting out at WAKY in Louisville.
Keith Landecker, it's 8:51. A song going out to Tootsie and Michael.
It's now, it's clear, we're the station of the year. 79 WAKY.
After 3 years at WICF in Cincinnati back in the mid-'80s, he got a phone call that would change his life and change the face of radio in Chattanooga.
I think it was 1988, and we needed a program director in Chattanooga. And I was in Cincinnati along with Jim II, and we had made arrangements to meet Keith, as I recall, at the Stouffer Hotel in Cincinnati. That was followed by a visit from Keith to Chattanooga, where we got to know each other and bonded, and he agreed to move to Chattanooga and join our staff.
That one phone call and that mutual love for baseball brought the Brewer family and Keith Landecker together 27 years ago. And they've been together ever since. Keith's been the longest running afternoon drive jock in Chattanooga history and among the highest rated urban jocks in the country. And his programming skills have led WJTT to national recognition from Arbitron, Billboard, Marconi, and many, many others. But Keith's off-the-air contributions are equally as impressive. For over 17 years, Keith Landecker has fielded and coached at-risk inner-city youth in baseball. He founded the team Tennessee Express, and his league now serves more than 125 kids, ages 12 through 16. Keith's longtime friend and fellow coach, Al Frias, picks up the story.
Keith's a great coach, very positive coach, always looking for the positive side of things. Extreme integrity, always wants to do the right thing. I've learned from him inherent way of turning anything negative into a positive and then using it as a teachable moment for the boy.
Uniforms, equipment, and travel usually comes out of Keith's own pocket. His dedication to his baseball family is one reason Keith was the winner of the National Jefferson Award in 2011. And his dedication to his radio family is second only to his wife and children. Some of the urban performers Landecker has turned into stars are names you'll always remember. And Keith Landecker himself, they will never forget.
Yo, what's up, Keith, man? It's Ush. I wanted to send this small, brief token of my appreciation for the incredible, amazing individual that you are, not only in radio, but who you are as a person, and what you meant not only to my career, but for Chattanooga, Tennessee culture. Man, congratulations on your induction into the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame. You deserve it, and then some. I love you, brother. Unfortunately, I couldn't be there, but I'm always with you everywhere you are in spirit.
Yo, Keith, what's up? It's Ray J. Listen, I just want to congratulate you. This is big. You inducted into the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame. Wow. Congratulations. Keep going. You've been doing this a long time. You deserve it. Salute from me and the whole family. Blessings.
Keith Landecker, congratulations on this amazing accomplishment. With all that you do to give back to the community. And of course, that voice, unmistakable. You know it when you hear it. I just couldn't think of a better person to receive this award. Congratulations, my friend.
Congratulations, Keith. I'm extremely proud of you. I love you like a brother. My wife, Tara, loves you. My son. Years that we spent coaching and just as friends have been best years of my life.
Hello, Keith. It's Pat Garrett, your voice guy on Power 94. Just want to congratulate you on being inducted into the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame. And I'm so proud to continue to work with you every day.
Congratulations, sweetheart. You're an amazing husband, father, and best friend. And I am blessed to have you as mine. You are so deserving. Nothing compares to you. I love you.
Keith, here's hoping for another 27 years. Now, the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame is proud to welcome our final 2016 career inductee, Mr. Keith Landecker.
First of all, I want to thank God, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be standing here today. Hall of Fame committee, thank you. I mean, I'm here, can't believe that. But I want to take some time out, and I know I got 3 minutes. But to the Brewers, Mr. Brewer, in that hotel room, when I shook your hand that day, we never had a contract. That was a handshake that lasted 26 years. And I love you for that, man. He said, I was going to put you with my son, and you guys are going to run this company and grow together. And Jim Jr., my brother, from another mother. I love him. He's the greatest inspiration for us. The entire Brewer, I mean, everybody's here. And I just want to say, I got to say their names, to Jay, Eric, Kiki, Tula, Chi-Chi. Everybody should have a Chi-Chi on their staff. Everybody. Donut, Cole Brown, and to my right hand, my right hand is Jay Holloway. My left hand, which is so dear to my heart, is Magic. And she's been in Chattanooga on the radio for 30 years, so she's going to be next in the Hall of Fame. To my children, to my favorite daughter in the whole world who just graduated from MTSU, Kayla. To my favorite daughter in the whole world, Corey, who's at Duke University. They had commencement this week, so she couldn't be here. And to my favorite son, Che, and to my stepson, to my godson, Brian. See, the reason why I say favorite, because they fight over who's the favorite. So now y'all can continue to fight and figure out who's the best. I want to thank my sister. She's here representing my family, my mom, my dad. My dad passed away. My mother is Alzheimer's. If she was here, she would say, proud of you, Keithy. My dad would just say, yep. Driving in the car with my dad from baseball games when I was little, those were some of the best times of my life because he taught me life lessons. And baseball, he talked to me in baseball terms, so you had to understand and keep up with him. Power 94 has allowed me to be Keith Landecker on the air for 26 years. For 26 years, I've been Keith Landecker. But when I go out into the community, I am Coach Keith. And the kids, last year, we had our baseball team, our travel team, in the inner city. Out of 14 boys, we had 13 signed college scholarships. The power of radio and what it can do for kids. I brought a couple with me tonight. I just got to introduce you to them. Chip, I'm going to wrap it up here, but I got to introduce you to them. And if they would stand, I would appreciate it. Brian Wilson, would you please stand? He has been with me since he was 8 years old. Made the Dean's List this year in college. He goes to Kentucky State University. He started out as a freshman, and then through injuries and academic woes, other players on the team, he ended up being the starting catcher at the end of the year and caught in the championship series. Representing our Women's softball, Virginia Rivers, would you please stand? Virginia is one of the most talented kids you could ever meet. She had multiple scholarship offers, and she is a true example in the community. And last but not least, Jay Butler, could you stand? These kids, this kid here, I had to teach other kids through him. When I wanted to yell at somebody that I really wanted to yell at, but I know they couldn't take it, I would yell at him. Because I knew he could take it. Radio, the power of radio, helps me go into the street. With this award, you guys have filled me up, and I'll be able to go out and pour in other cups. I love y'all, Chip, you're the man. I appreciate you. And we're fighting these streets, but I tell you what, with examples like those kids right there, I got a lot to take back to the streets so other kids can see what they have achieved. I love y'all. Thank you.
That's what it's all about, folks. All right, we got one more big award.
What's that, Scott?
The legendary radio station of the year. And this station is one of the most successful stations in radio history, regardless of the format. If I had this many #1 books, I wouldn't have taken the Delta airplane down here. I would have had my own. From a quiet start all the way up to the Marconi Awards, US 101 has earned their way to the top. And now the incredible story of our 2016 Station of the Year from Chattanooga, US 101.
The year was 1983. The year that brought us the Nintendo. The Michael Jackson moonwalk. The official beginning of the internet. You got mail. The first cellular phones.
Ooh, Zach Morris's phone.
And the final episode of MASH. 1983 was also the year that WUSY signed on the air with this classic from Willie and Waylon.
Don't let babies grow up to be counted. Don't let them pick guitars and driving.
And from that one song forward, the Chattanooga radio landscape would never ever be the same.
In the morning, so my dreams come to mama. Batman and Ken, mornings on US 101. It's magical. Big dudes.
Armed with a full air staff, an aggressive news department, and the attitude, we're gonna win, US 101 hit the streets running and has never looked back.
When hot country concerts come to Chattanooga, listen to US 101, the station that brings the stars.
Chattanooga's hot country favorite, US 101. Longtime general manager Sammy George says a big part of their success was total promotional dominance.
It was Colonial Broadcasting, and they were committed as much as we were individually to winning as well. And whatever the resources we needed, we got. You don't see that much anymore. The marketing campaigns that we did, the community involvement that we did that cost money to do, and the money to put into great talent, just doesn't seem to be there like it once was.
Community involvement and giving back are a vital part of the US 101 success story. They were one of the first stations to get involved with Randy Owens and the Country Cares for Kids program with St. Jude Hospital in Memphis. And since then, they've raised over $6 million.
Our St. Jude kids now have hope.
$487,335.
Their Operation Good Neighbor drives have supplied food, water, and shelter to natural disaster victims all over the entire 7-state Southeast region. But where there's triumph, there's also tragedy. Sadly, over the years, the US 101 family has lost their share of family members. The original program director and morning man, Big John Anthony, died suddenly in 1991. Multiple CMA award winner David Earl Hughes.
73 degrees in the big city, and on the FM dial, you're at 100.7.
Jack Cole and Benjamin Bearman Martin. a job they loved for a station and a community that loved them back.
No imports, no exports. We'll use the Walmart policy. If we ain't got it, you don't need it. All right?
Despite these tragic losses, US 101 knows the show must go on, and the team forged ahead more determined than ever.
It's 100.7 FM. Chattanooga's hot country favorite, US 101.
That determination paid off. US 101 has finished #1 in persons 12 plus in 83% of every survey since starting on the air. And as of this week, US 101 has taken the top spot in every single Arbitron for the past 104 consecutive books, dating back to 1990. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the second longest winning streak of any radio station in the country. Over the years, US 101 and their team have won more than 55 National Broadcasting Awards, including a six-pack of Station of the Year awards from the Academy of Country Music. They've taken home the CMA Station of the Year 11 times, and their on-air staff has won a dozen Air Personality of the Year titles. One of the most decorated staff of jocks in the country, and the most awarded station in history.
Hey, it's Chris Jansen. Congratulations, US 101, on being inducted to the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame. That is awesome.
What's up, everybody? Congrats, US 101. Love you guys on the Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame.
Now they've got to make room for one more award. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2016 Tennessee Radio Hall of Fame Station of the Year, US 101.
And accepting the award for US 101 Morning Show co-host, say hi to Ken Hicks.
Thank you so much. This is really quite an honor, and as you saw in the piece up there a little while ago, we are. I feel like we are a totally unique radio station. I'm sitting in a house here with a lot of Tennessee broadcasters, and you know what kind of communities that we all share with one another, living in the great state of Tennessee, and it is just an honor for us to be here tonight to accept this award for the legendary Station of the Year. The thing that made US 101 was a vision that everything that we do was always about the listener. It took a total commitment from a lot of people. A lot of people through the years have been a part of our US 101 family, and as you saw up there, over 104 consecutive books at #1. That is quite an achievement, and we certainly don't take it lightly, and we know that we couldn't have done it without our US 101 listeners. You can't do that just by playing a little bit more music than the guy across the street from you. It really takes a lot of things on the air and communicating with your listener and doing things that actually matter. This is a pretty easy formula. I know that most of you can probably relate to that formula. Just do everything that you can for your listeners. You have to shoot straight with them. You have to help them when they need a hand. You have to be there for them when things go bad. Support the causes that they support. Tell them what's going in the world, what's going on in the world. Just let them know that they're able to make it to work on time. And you got to be in the position to never put yourself in a position to have to answer an embarrassing question. A 10-year-old may ask her mom or dad on the way to work at some point in time. Just be family oriented. Have to be able to help others. Treat your listeners like family, and they will come to you, and they will be part of your family as well. And through the years that I've worked there, the people that have come through the doors of US 101 have been real people that don't pretend to be anything except exactly what they are on the air. No giant egos. We've had 5 GMs since I've been there, and I've been there since pretty much US 101 went on the air. We've had 9 PDs, slew of on-air personalities, many hands in the pie, but I tell you something, through all the years that I've been there and the things that have happened through the years, sometimes something like that, when you get something gold like we've been able to share at US 101 with our listeners, it can kind of get messed up. But the people that have walked through those doors through the years, a lot of them are here tonight. And they can tell you that it always takes that commitment to be part of the community. You heard some of the great names that were mentioned in the piece that ran just a little while ago of some of the great people that came through the doors. Their presence in our community have just endeared US 101 to the hearts of our listeners, and it still does that today. And we are in good hands with our new people that we have that's come through the doors. We have a great program director, Gator, who's running the ship right now, and our new general manager, Becky, does such a great job. I feel like we're in great hands for the future, and I would like to stay there for a few more years as well. And I would like to mention one person tonight. I would like to honor Sammy George, who was mentioned in this piece, and you saw him on the video there. Sammy is here tonight, and Dex, who was inducted into the Tennessee Radio Broadcasters Hall of Fame tonight, mentioned Sammy a little bit earlier, but Sammy was at the helm of US 101 for over 23 years, and his hand was always on the pulse of our community. He provided great leadership for us. The personality of our radio station was really formed with Sammy's vision and Sammy's dream, and he was just able to translate that to his on-air staff, to the people that worked in the building. And just for me personally, Sammy, I thank you, and I love you, buddy. And I know by the way, if you're here in radio and you don't know Sammy George, he would be a treat to meet. And I promise you this, if you want to know anything about radio, that man has the answer. He does a great job. And Sammy, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And y'all can clap for Sammy. I know that people love Sammy. God bless you, Sammy. As I said, US 101 is has a dedicated staff over the years, and it has proved that US 101, WUSY, is a very, very special place. It's a one-of-a-kind radio station. I don't think it will ever be duplicated. We certainly do appreciate this honor on behalf of all the people that have walked through the doors of US 101. Thank you so much to the Radio Broadcasters Hall of Fame for recognizing our achievements. We thank you very much, and God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much.
Let's hear it one more time for US 101. Thank you, Ken. Great job. Tell you what, it's been a great night. I thought it was just a fantastic evening. Some wonderful, wonderful people got inducted. Just a great job. Chip, thank you so much for having me. Skip, thank you for having me. Chip's inviting you all back to have a few cocktails if you wish. We're going to get some pictures, and everyone who won tonight will get some pictures up on the stage. Bring your gaudy awards and get them in the picture. And thank you so much. God bless Tennessee, and God bless America. Good night, everybody.